r/Nintendo. Enigmaticon X says, what if there was a Super Nintendo 2? Imagine if there was Super Nintendo 2 system, they would make millions off the name alone. Nintendo has had much time to adapt, so what if they came out with the second version? Sort of how PlayStation came out with 2, technically all the other Nintendo systems weren't Super Nintendo, so they could still do it. I think it would be great for the gaming industry. They could keep the button layout the same and give it a similar but updated look. They can also bring back the classics like Legend of Zelda Remastered, of course. What are your opinions on this? Demon Derek says, what if there was a follow-up to the Nintendo Wii called to Nintendo Wii U? Go LD me Northeast. Monochrome Tyrant says, they would make millions off the name alone. Please show your work. Null Space Gaming says, I think that would be even more confusing name than new 3DS or the Wii U. 8-Bit Agent says, they did. It was called the N64. Hamid21 says, game companies knows what sells better and what people want way more than people who make Go LD me Northeast posts. Porting things isn't just like pushing a magic button either. The Last King of Galaga says, this is what happens when you get high and post on the internet. Forskinita says, it would probably suffer the same fate as the Wii U. Wii U was a successor to the Wii, but a lot of the casual or average consumer didn't know that the Wii U was a new system. The average consumer will not know that this is a new system, as it sounds like something they owned before, or simply upgrade/accessory. r/Nintendo. Robotic Operating Bud says, on this day in Nintendo history, Kirby's Adventure, Mickey's Speedway USA, Pokmon Ranger, Sudoku Gridmaster, Pokmon amiibo. #on this day, March 23rd, in Nintendo history. Kirby's Adventure was released in 1993 for the Family Computer in Japan. In this platform game, developed by HAL Laboratory, delve into the land of dreams turned nightmares as Kirby flies with the stars. Not everything is well in Dreamland. For some mysterious reason, the Dream Spring, a magical well that is a reservoir for all the dreams of the citizens of Dreamland, is no longer working. Everyone is being subjected to their worst nightmares every time they go to sleep. Mickey's Speedway USA was released in 2001 for the Game Boy Color in PAL territories. In this racing game, developed by Rare, put the pedal to the handheld metal in this on-the-go partner to Mickey's Speedway USA on N64. This Game Boy Color exclusive bulges with 20 tracks, driving tests, special scenes for Game Boy Printer and secret links with Mickey's Speedway USA N64 and Mickey's Racing Adventure for Game Boy Color. As in the N64 version, the action commences when the Weasel's dog-nap Pluto and his diamond-studded collar. Pokmon Ranger was released in 2006 for the Nintendo DS in Japan. In this action role-playing game, developed by HAL Laboratory with Creatures Incorporated. Instead of playing a Pokemon trainer, you play a ranger, responsible for protecting Pokemon in the wild. Capturing Pokemon is also handled in a whole new way. Using a capture styler, you must capture Pokemon by quickly drawing circles around them with your stylus. Once a Pokemon is in your possession, you can call on its abilities in various ways to clear obstacles in your path. Sudoku Gridmaster, known as Sudoku Master in Europe, was released in 2006 for the Nintendo DS in Japan. In this puzzle game, developed by Hudson Soft, whether you're a serious Sudoku fan or a curious newcomer, you'll feel right at home. Experienced players will face the ultimate challenge with 400 plus puzzles in one handy pocket-sized format. It's time to ditch the dog-eared puzzle book and play Sudoku the simple, stylish way using the Nintendo DS touchscreen and stylus. Never tried Sudoku, but eager to learn? Then let this be the teacher. A second wave of Pokemon amiibo figures was released in 2018 in various territories and included Detective Pikachu, I'm a Bot, I think that I'm posting Nintendo events from this day in history, but if I've made a mistake or omission, please leave. Prince of Brains says, Kirby's Adventure Rules. It was one of the last New Northeast's games I'd ever have growing up, and it's at least in my top 3 favorite Kirby games ever. If not #1, it still looks fantastic, and the level design absolutely rules, even compared to other platformers of the time, or even some later Kirby titles, although there's parts of Return to Dreamland that remind me of Adventure a bit. Dark Kirby 14 says, Mac's Speedway USA is actually damn good, but you need to know how to drift properly. r/Nintendo. No Implement 8218 says, Nintendo Switch Online giveaway. Just as the title says, I haven't redeemed the free online membership with my platinum points yet, and I already have a membership going on, so I'm giving it to the first person who completes the following requirement. Due to the 3DS eShop closing down 2 days from now, I decided to finally purchase one last game from it that I've been holding off on buying for a while. First person to guess the game gets the free Switch Online. Only rules are that each person gets one guess and one question to narrow things down, and that you can use comments from other people to help as well. Good luck. Bodhi Ruckcast says, is the game part of an existing franchise/series, or no? M3G4 says, Yokai Watch Blasters. Nyalk40 says, WarioWare Gold. Jmoik says, hi, can't you tack on the membership to what you already have, or is it one of those things they won't let you use if you already have membership? CapT60 says, what is the main character/protagonist's name? Daryl SE says, what was the original release date for that game? OK Association 3487 says, Luigi's Mansion. Coursois says, hint? r/Nintendo. Barnabas says, will Zelda TotK be able to run at 1080p? So in my best knowledge, Zelda TotW runs at 900p 30 FPS in dock mode, so it may sound impossible, but is there any chance that TotK will run better, possibly in FHD? Even though TotW was a launch title, it wasn't an exclusive. It was first made for the Wii U, and further in the development, got ported to the Switch, which means they were not able to focus on the Switch port with full capacity. Thus maybe the performance is not as great as it could have been if the Switch was the focus. And I heard that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 used some impressive upscaling method, which may not be 1080p, but feel like it. In this regard, I think it is possible that TotK will run at 1080p because of the points I said earlier, and because Nintendo understands the hardware even more. Just look at TLOU Part 2 on the decade-old PS4. Naughty Dog got to know the console from the inside out, thus they were able to use its full potential. I hope this is the case here as well. I won't be upset if it will run like TotW, but it would be nice to see it run better. Official Shaki 123 says, no. Not without massive compromise. Dwight Army says, my guess is that it is going to run identically to TotW. That game seemed to already be pushing the Switch to its limits, and if this game is even bigger, then I can't imagine more performance coming out of it. The only upgrade I could see happening is maybe longer draw distances or faster load times. Blackthorn_Orion says, I think they'll most likely still be aiming for 900p/30 FPS with this one. I think any learning the hardware improvements and whatever upscaling tech Monolith used for XC3, if it can be implemented in Zelda, would just be leverage towards maintaining that target. Devil's advocate though, I like the Switch is still underclocked even in dock mode. At some point post-launch they opened up slightly faster speeds for developers, but still didn't fully unlock it. If they really want to push things with TotK, then I suppose theoretically they could open up a bit more power for it, though if they haven't pulled the trigger on that for other games already, then I kinda doubt they'd do something like that solely for TotK. Retro_Mojo says, imagine what the Nintendo developers could produce if they were given the opportunity to design something for half-decent hardware. Mr_Fishford says, sure, if you're standing completely still in a tiny room and not moving the camera around. M40W says, lol, no. The best you can hope for is them overclocking during loading screens from the get-go to cut down on load times. As much as Monolith Software might have been able to tickle a cool upscale out of any game, those devs are different devs. Goated says, not on Switch no. That's all for this video. Was it good? I know not, for I'm a robot. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. This video is the product of an automated process.